Hi everyone, hope you are all well. You're watching a live broadcast with wedding planner and broadcaster Kriti Raichura and the beautiful Neelam Patel who's joining me here today. Hi Neelam, lovely for you to be with me. Thank you
Hi,
so much for joining
thank
me.
you. Thank you for
Um,
having me.
I think lots of people probably already know you because you had a shop here in Leicestershire, but you're actually internationally renowned. So, welcome to the program here today, and thank you for your time. I'm a big fan of the work that you do and your designs, and I think they're so
Thank
elegant and
you.
so wonderful. So, great to have you here on the show. Um, Nilam, for the benefit of the people that don't actually know you, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so to start off with, I am a fashion designer by trade. As well as a designer, I am a tailor. I create outfits and stitch outfits for occasion wear, specifically Asian clothing. And I've been doing that. I've been in the fashion industry for 8 years now, and that is what I do. I have my shop, like you just mentioned, in Leicestershire. I have my shop where ladies can come in, try their pieces on. As well as that, I do alterations for Asian outfits and even Western clothing too. And that is primarily what I do. Aside from that, I am a fashion blogger for Modest Fashion. And I have just launched my website actually where I'm selling ready-made pieces for Modest Fashion. And that is what I do.
Wow, awesome. And I'm sure for all those bride and grooms probably that are tuned in, and especially with, the tough time that we've been through, it does look like there's light at the end of the tunnel. But, lots of brides who may have actually bought their outfits maybe, a year, 2 years ago, to wear on their wedding day or on their wedding day that never actually took place. They may have put on weight like some of us have during the lockdown, or lost or lost weight, because of all the stress, or maybe they've been trying to. So you can actually you can make tailor-made kind of outfits for brides, but also you can adjust them if need be. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
So for all you brides out there, and I know that this is such a nerve-wracking moment, and especially with restrictions being lifted on the 21st of June, lots of brides will be trying on their outfits, thinking, "Oh my God, this fits me like a tent, and I need to get it adjusted." So Nilam can help you, with any adjustments that need to be made. And what advice would you actually give? Would you advise them still to wait a little bit longer, or would you say, pop along to see when it's obviously safe to do so, and you can, adjust according to how they want it. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. With the fact of obviously when we spoke about it, the restriction, they're saying that things will lift around 21st June, but it's better to wait until things are open. Depending on when your date is, I think if you do it at least a month before your date, your wedding date, that should be fine in terms of alterations. And also gives us enough time as well to take a look at your garments, make sure we're not rushing anything, so it's all done perfect for your big day.
Sure. And how long would I say a lenga, for example, take to actually adjust? Are you looking at, can it be done within days, or do you need a few weeks? Of course, I'm sure you'll be inundated. If you're not already, I'm sure you already are, like all the other suppliers. But I'm sure you're going to need time as well to make those amendments.
Yes, definitely. As I mentioned, it's best to leave a month just because what happens is we can't really say exactly how much time we need until we've actually seen how much needs adjusting, and also your wedding day, as well as how heavy the embroidery of the dress is, and what kind of alteration is needed. So all those factors go into making the decision on how much time that will take. So definitely allowing at least a month for that is what I'd advise.
Okay. Now, Nilam, you were talking about the fact that you had a shop in Leicestershire before the pandemic, but you've been doing other things during, haven't you? Tell us a little bit more about what you've been up to during the pandemic.
I have, yes. So, of course, with me having to shut the shop due to COVID, I've taken Neelam Patel Designs, which is my business, short form, now more widely known as NPD. So I've taken NPD in a different direction, and I've set up and launched an online store. My main focus when it comes to fashion in general is modest fashion, as you can see from myself, and that is what I blog about too. So my website and my brand is about modest fashion, but keeping items fashionable too. So the clothing that I have on my online store, neelampateldesigns.com, showcase a lot of modest fashion that stay on trend, as well as being appropriate for the weather, as well as the climate that we live in, and it's appropriate for all those aspects.
And that's available internationally, isn't it? So, we do
Yes.
lots of weddings around in Europe as well, destination weddings, and it's often, brides may well be from the UK, decided, they may have decided to get married, in Italy or
Yeah.
Malta or Portugal, some of the destinations where we can take our, guests and bridal parties too.
Yeah.
And you actually can cater for the whole wedding party, can you, in terms of their outfits?
In terms of outfits, at the moment, it's everyday wear that we're looking at with the store. What we're focusing on when it comes to occasion wear with the store is ready styled hijabs, which is something that I wanted to talk about actually. We are bringing in ready styled hijabs. So for other brides just like myself that may be wondering whether or not to go out and book a hijab stylist, and as opposed to booking a hijab stylist, want to stick to doing it at home themselves,
Hmm.
then we do actually have, and I have one with me to show, a ready styled hijab. So you don't have to worry about putting in the extra pleats or anything extra, and that's ready there. And we've got a lot more colors that will be coming in very soon, because I feel like more so now, there are a lot of brides that are moving away from the traditional reds and maroon colors and going for quite non-traditional contemporary colors for brides, and having the right kind of hijabs to match them in a very occasion style fashion is what's important.
Yes.
So if it's okay with yourself, I would like to showcase one of the hijabs that we have
Yes.
actually, the
Yes.
red style hijabs that are available.
That'd be really, really
So
good.
this is what it actually looks like,
So that's
and it
ready
comes with the
made. You
pleats.
just have to slip it on.
Yep, all you do is slip it on over. I can do a tutorial for this in a short while. And you slip that on, and it literally takes about 10 to 15 seconds to put this on,
Really?
and that's you are ready to go. Yeah. So
Wow.
when we're ready, I'm happy to do a tutorial on that shortly.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, so any bride who's already got her bridal outfit, it could well be a lehenga. You can then match up according to that material as well, that her lehenga may be made in, or how does it all kind of go in terms of like
That work.
having
So in
a
terms of
hijab style?
fabric and choice, sorry, in terms of fabric and choice, at the moment, aside from me just being a tailor, because I'm a fashion designer, I stay on trend with all the kind of trends that are happening right now. I'm always up to date with them. So at the moment, the kind of fabric that is actually trending when it comes to hijabs is actually the fabric that I'm wearing right now, and is actually the chiffon style hijab, which is quite silky. It's quite easy to pleat. It drapes really nicely around the face, and that's the best kind of hijab at the moment. There
Hmm.
are other styles of hijab that are not so much in fashion, but I do know that a lot of other ladies may want to go for these ones. And these are actually the viscose hijabs. We don't currently sell these in our shop because they're not on trend at the moment. But I know this is a softer kind of style that ladies may want to go for. In my personal opinion, this is a hijab that you want to stay away from rather when it comes to your bridal outfits, because it snags very easily on the embroidery that you'd have on your hijab.
Hmm.
But it's those kind of aspects that we look at when you come to us, and you're more than welcome to reach out to us as well via Instagram through the DMs, to ask for advice, and show, come to us and say, Neelam, this is my outfit. What can you do for me? And we'd go through the main things that you want to style, the main things that you want to showcase, maybe insecurities that you don't want on show, and we
Yeah.
can work with you and give you the best advice on what kind of hijab works best. So the other style is jersey, but that is more these style hijabs that have the stretch in them, but they are more for every day, in my personal opinion. For a more classy look when it comes to your bridal day, you want to go for
Sure.
something like this, a chiffon fabric. And they're the ones that we have on our website, and more colors of that will be coming in soon.
Now, the one that you have on at the moment looks really, really elegant, and you're saying that's more so for kind of everyday, so people that maybe even, maybe they have an office job, or maybe, they just like to look more presentable. You can wear that with a Western outfit, the way you are actually dressed right now. And it looks beautiful. It looks really, really elegant in terms of the way you've actually, got it draped and worn onto your head. It does look really, really nice. Is that a ready-made one that you have, that you're wearing right now?
Yes, this one. This one is just the hijab itself. What I'm wearing here is the other thing I wanted to talk about is the bonnet, the neck coverage bonnets, because I know there is the style of fashion at the moment where the neck is visible and ladies wear their necklaces, but other hijab women like myself that want to have their neck covered but also still be able to wear quite a loose, comfortable style like I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
This underneath is actually a separate bonnet that goes on all the way, almost like a hood. And then you are free to style. You don't have to worry about the neck coverage part, and you are free to style your hijab any way that you like.
So is that independent of what you've got on? That's different, is it?
Yes, yeah.
That's worn separately.
This, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Yeah, this is separate. When I start doing the hijab tutorials for you, you'll be able to see like how separate it is, and I'll give you a better.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you show us now then? That'd be perfect. You show us.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. That'd be awesome, because I think it's a good opportunity for those people that are joining us. You can see the way Neelam has worn her hijab, and sometimes it's very difficult to see whether the bit around the neck, which is what she described as a hood, how it's actually different to the rest of the hijab. But all this is available for brides, grooms, or not grooms, brides, and and non-brides, I guess, as well, that want everyday hijabs and different ways of wearing them. So yes, over to you, Neelam.
So what we'll do first is I'll take off this one so you can see what it is that it looks like without it on.
Okay.
So this is actually what it looks like.
Okay.
It covers everything. It doesn't matter whether you have a bun or don't, it covers absolutely everything, and I've tucked mine in so it's all nice and away. And so that's what this looks like. It's very, very easy to slip on, and we will be having these in store as well in 2 shades, in a white and a black. And then just for the sake, so you can see what it looks like, I'm going to put a different color hijab. And now you can see a bit more of the difference of this neck coverage, the coverage up here, as well as on the head like this. And so the way that I've just styled, in fact, the way that I've styled this one, if anybody's interested in how I've styled my hijab, I simply go ahead and frame the face like this. And I think one of the things that are a hijab woman's best friend are definitely tack pins. They are very, very small and discreet, and this is something that I use all the time. So what you want
So you have to be really, really careful, I guess, not to poke yourself with one of them.
I have done that many a times. It's just one of those things. It's almost like a rite of passage. You just end up pinning yourself.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then you simply twist. One side, what I have done is made it really short, and the other side is super long. And then simply because I want to have a necklace on show here, I flip that over my shoulder, but enough that you can still see this, and I don't have to worry about my neck coverage because that's already done.
Because it's already covered.
And that's all
And that's it.
This everyday hijab.
Wow, how wonderful is that? Yeah, and all you've done is put the one pin in. Is that right?
One on each side.
One on each side.
One on either side.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
and that
it's just so much quicker in the morning.
Yeah, and it looks so elegant. Gosh, wow, that does. I mean, that looks. I'm sure the people that are joining us live right now, send lots of love hearts. I can see some love hearts coming. Doesn't she look wonderful? And look how easy that was. In fact, it looks like we've got a friend of yours joining us, Nishma Patel. No, sorry, Nishma Mystery. She's saying lovely to
Nishma Mystery, yes.
and saying lovely to see you with you too. Oh, thank you, Nishma. And yeah, doesn't she look wonderful? And that was really, really awesome the way. So that is just it's a bit of it's I guess it's a stitched bit of cloth, is it? That
Yes,
you've
yeah.
got.
This is ready
Yeah.
stitched, and it's a
Okay.
long length. This is a maxi hijab, so the length of this is about 170 to 180 centimeters long. So it's quite long. So it gives you a lot of material to play with and
Yeah.
mess around with, and even for styling as well, which we'll get into shortly. It's
Yeah.
really, really good for that. There's enough. And also, it's very breathable, so it's not too heavy, especially for brides when they've already got so much jewelry on as
Yeah.
well, and you don't want anything even more heavier. So
Yeah.
this is like the perfect fabric of hijab rather to go for.
Now, I've seen on some of your posts on Insta all the different types of ways you can wear the hijabs. And I like, so that longer bit that you've just put behind, I've seen the way you, on one of the pictures, how you've put it kind of over your head, again, really elegantly. And then you've left that long bit hanging in front of you. That too, like, I saw a picture and I thought, wow, this is so cool. And again, I've never seen ladies wearing hijabs like that. But like you said at the start, it's a real modest way of showcasing all the different ways in which a hijab can be worn. And I guess there is maybe younger people out there that would probably want to be wearing hijabs in that way. Not, I'm assuming not just younger; it could be older as well. But they do look really elegant, when they are worn in so
Yes.
many different ways. It's a bit like saris. When you wear saris, there's so many different ways of
Yes.
draping your sari, and sky's the limit. And in fact, Neelam, somebody said to me, there's 108 different ways you can wear a sari, and I was like, really? I know
Oh wow.
two.
I
So
know two.
exactly.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I think I know two. Yeah.
I only know
Wow.
two different ways. I think I know one other way, which is a bit like where you get those drapey bits and they come. I don't know how it's worn, but I've seen it, and someone's actually put it on me where
Across the
there's
front.
two long bits coming up the front with
Oh.
with the blouse being quite long. So yeah, it kind of goes over. Look, I'm really bad at describing it, but yeah, but 108 different ways of wearing a sari. But imagine, you you and I probably, you just said we only know two different ways. So again,
Two.
yeah, you've been wearing hijabs in different ways. That's, I guess, really inspirational for the people that are watching. So what about the ready-made one? How does that one slip on? Can we see how that one's worn?
Okay, so that one, yes, definitely. So that one.
So we've got Nilam
So
saying,
again, you want to start with this one.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was just saying while you were getting that on, we've got Nishma saying, Nilam always looks awesome. I have loved seeing her business grow and all her great content. Yeah, well, you're absolutely right, Nishma, because I'm a big fan of all her work. She's awesome. Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Um,
For this style, so it starts off like this, and
mhm.
what you want to do is flip it over. Just looking to the side in the mirror that I've got there. So as you can
Wow.
see, that's already done for you. That is already done.
Oh, so that's how you can wear it. That is it.
That's how you
You
wear it.
can.
And this is just one of the many ways that you can. I know a lot of people like to experiment and maybe style it straight across as well, but this is the way that I primarily wear it.
So you can
And this
see
one
the.
actually only requires one pin.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That is so cool. I mean,
And that is
look at that.
done.
That is amazing. Now, is this something you stitched yourself? Is this a hijab that you made yourself?
Yes.
It's one of yours.
Yes, this is definitely an original design that I've sat there and spent a lot of time sitting and because what I want to do with modest fashion is make it practical. I myself am quite obviously being a businesswoman, being an entrepreneur. I'm very busy, and I need things that are on the go and practical and quick. And so I've been working on small little changes that I can make and add in terms of value to modest fashion. And in that, obviously, hijabs come into that. So this is very super quick and it has been designed originally by myself, sitting there with my sewing machine and figuring out new styles, which I'm constantly doing. And I have an idea, I'm like, oh, I need to write this down quickly. And constantly thinking of new ideas and styles that I can put out there that make it easier for hijab women like myself to be fashionable as well as modest.
Of course, awesome. I mean, that really does look really, really like beautiful. Now, when you were putting that on, and you left some of it kind of draping, you can still wear it like that as well. I'm assuming, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you left it half
There's a
draped.
few
So when
ways.
you before you put the pin in, you had it,
Mhm.
you had that bit kind of dangling down, the bit that you've now got
Oh
over
yes,
your
this
head.
one.
You can leave it like
Yeah.
that as well because you still got your hood on underneath because that also looked really nice, at a first glance when I saw it. So
Yes,
there's
yeah,
lots of
definitely. You can
different.
definitely. There's so many different ways you can style this one. Especially, I think the main thing is with having this bonnet underneath, the hood like bonnet. That is what
Yeah,
makes sure that you can be really versatile and really vary your styles and designs.
of course, so you can wear them however you like. Now, initially, when you actually put it on, so before you put the hijab on, you had the hood underneath anyway, the bonnet, as you described, and I thought you were just going to leave it draped. And I have seen a picture of you. I should actually look for that picture on your Insta page
You
where
could, yeah,
you kept
have it up.
where you kept that whole part draped, and you yourself are modeling that. Can you show us that style? Because that looks so. I don't know if I can even while you're having. Let
Yeah,
me try
you
and
can.
see if I can even have a look at that picture because it really does look awesome. And yes, it looks modest. It looks fashionable. Um, Similar to that, and I think you're standing.
Similar.
Uh, I'm not going to get you. I mean, you don't have to stand, but it was the way you made it drape. Looked absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can find it on your Insta page because, like I said, I'm always looking. She's going to think I'm stalking her, but I'm not stalking her. I might as well be stalking you. But it's such a beautiful picture. The way you've, kind of put the drape on. I can't find it now. Um, I know, and you've actually got two Insta pages, so I'm just going to try
Yes.
and find. I think it might be on your other one. And such beautiful ways. In fact, my favourite Insta page of Neelam's is Neelam Patel official. So do take a look at that, guys, because you'll see. Oh, I think it's this one.
Thank you.
Oh, and you've got a hat as well. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see that one? You've got a hat on as well. Can you see that?
Oh yes, in fact, that's actually the first style that I did. The first style that I
Oh,
sat wearing here.
I
That's the original
absolutely love
style.
that. Really,
The hat
there's
on
a
top.
lot of, looks like there's lots of material there as well, that you've used in terms of
Yes,
the
yeah. So
actual.
for that one, I'll show that one to you.
I'm going to keep looking at your pictures now. I'm going to say, can you demonstrate this? Can you demonstrate that? But look, this is what.
So that one is actually this style.
Okay, so the same kind of style.
It is this style where it's the same style. I think because it's got the beret on the top, it
Yeah,
makes it
and
look
it's
like
also got the bit that you've just put at the back. I think it's got it at the front. It's got it coming down at the front. Uh, Look at me. There's me telling you how to wear your wear your hijab. You're the professional. I'm like, no, turn it around the other way. You're the expert. I should be telling you how to do that. But yeah, like I said, follow Neelam Patel official because so many amazing styles, so many different beautiful ways of wearing the hijab for the hijabi brides and hijabi ladies out there. And you can, so the way you've just got that on, again, you can just put a hat on top of that as well to make it
yeah,
look even more
yeah. So
stylish.
it
Like,
was a beret that goes on the side. Yeah.
yeah, awesome. How cool. Now, what is the mission statement then, Neelam, behind your actual online store? What's the mission statement?
I guess the mission
Because
statement
it's
behind
very new.
NPD itself, the store, it is, to be honest, yeah, it is very much me. but it's practicality for the modern modest woman. And in terms of, there are so many gorgeous abayas out there. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to modest fashion, there's a lot of abayas and long maxi dresses, which don't get me wrong, they look amazing. They look beautiful. But for someone like myself, I'm more of a kind of short skirt, kind of running around, practical person, and I prefer to have styles that are easy to maneuver in and look fashionable, and I like to feel confident in my clothing as well.
Mhm.
Um, I do feel like those kind of styles where the colors are more poppy. I'm a person of a lot of color. I love having so much color in my outfits where I can. And so, what I want with the mission statement of NPD is to bring the color and life into modesty and showcase and encourage other hijabis to understand that modesty doesn't have to be boring. You can have spice and interest and be on trend as well as staying modest without actually sacrificing having to showcase any skin. Because
Yeah.
I know as a hijabi, and I've heard from a lot of other women, that when it comes to fashion and trying to be on trend, you go into the stores and you see abayas and you see the long maxi dresses, and they look lovely, but they're not quite as crazy as you want to dress. Because obviously, fashion is about expressing yourself, and they don't feel like you can express yourself fully in those outfits. And then you come to the other side of fashion where they are completely on trend, crazy, amazing colors, but the styles show a lot of skin, which is not something that you want to compromise when you're trying to dress modestly, of course. And so with NPD, the mission statement is to bring both modesty and crazy, poppy, on trend fashion together, because as a fashion designer, I see so much fashion culture. So I understand exactly what elements can be put together to make that. And I feel if I have that knowledge and that value that I can add in clothing, then I want to put that out there. And that's the mission statement behind NPD.
Of course. So who is your inspiration and what inspires some of your styles?
Oh gosh. So my inspiration is forever changing. I think any creative person that you ask will agree. Inspiration is found in everything, and whenever you discover a new person, a new culture, a new trend, the inspiration is drawn from that. For me, practicality and my modest fashion is definitely a huge inspiration, not just for my brand, but also for me personally. When it comes to my fashion, my first primary thought is always, is this modest? Am I covered up properly? So modesty is the biggest inspiration for me.
Sure. Now, in terms of, is there anybody's work that you particularly feel inspired by? You yourself are quite well known internationally for the work that you do, but sometimes people, and especially fashion designers, will look at the work of others and say, "Wow, I really like that style." I'm not suggesting you go down the route of trying to copy them in any way, but is there anybody that comes to mind that you're particularly inspired by?
To be honest, one of my absolute favorite designers, fashion designers that come to mind, is Sabyasachi Mukherjee. His
How did I know you were
style
going
is
to say that? Yeah.
really, oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I love his style, absolutely love it. I think it's incredible the way he is so passionate about his culture as well, and he brings that
Yeah.
through into every single piece.
Yeah.
And the kind of he has a very signature belt style that has the Bengal tiger on it as well, which I think is amazing to put that much passion into your design. I think it's not even just his fashion aspect is what inspires me, but also his passion for
Yes.
how much he absolutely loves it and how much he puts his soul into it.
Yeah.
That really resonates with me. So
Yeah.
he's
No,
definitely at the
absolutely.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't agree with you anymore. I mean, I think, his work is beautiful. It stands out. Lots of my clients will often follow his work and sometimes will come to me, I'll have brides coming to me saying, Brittany, I've seen this outfit, and there's no way I can afford these prizes, but do you know anybody who would be inspired by his work and can and put something together for me like a bespoke design, and here's some of my ideas. So would you work with a bride like that in terms of if they have their own ideas but they need somebody to help kind of mold those ideas to help that creative side come out? Would you be able to work with individual styles?
Oh, 100%. I've done this a lot in the past already. There's a few, we get a lot of different kind of clients. The first client knows exactly what they want,
Yeah.
and that's great. But also for the clients that have an idea, but they're not sure whether it's going to work with the fabric that they have, with the silhouette. A lot of, when it comes to women in general, even anybody in general, when it comes to insecurities of what they want to showcase in themselves, in the physique of their outfits, and what they want to enhance, they come and say, Neelam, this is what I have, and these are my insecurities. These are the things I want to showcase. What can be done? And we take into consideration what they're interested in showcasing, as well as the fabric, as well as the occasion, how long they're going to wear it for, any kind of trending styles, and we bring that all together. But no, if there's one thing that I absolutely love doing, it's taking a blank canvas and taking a bride through the entire process of from design to having so many options, the initial idea, all the way through to sketching the measurements, as well as coming back and giving them a completely bespoke outfit that is exactly tailored to what they wanted in the beginning. So that's definitely
Wow.
100% what we do.
That's what you do. Wow, that is like amazing. And this is the right time for brides out there, that are maybe looking for, something really, really unique. They've had ideas, and especially over lockdown, I think, most brides have probably been sitting at home, looking through like Pinterest and, kind of all the other different platforms saying, oh, I like that, but I like a little bit of that as well. And how can I combine
Yes.
it together? So you're able to help some of those clients that have some of those ideas.
Yes, 100%. And the best bit about NBD is everything is done in-house. So it's not a case of it goes away abroad to India or Pakistan or anything like that, that you have to then wait for it to come back. The
Yeah.
conversation that goes from your design process is all through myself and my team. So you don't have to worry about the translation of what you're saying, if it's actually going to be understood correctly,
Yeah.
because I am there firsthand taking care of every single bride that has the needs for tailoring.
And that is really, really important because, you get to build that bond with your clients again, from the planning process. We like to get to know the couple, get to know exactly what's, going on in there, so that then we can
Yes.
work with our suppliers to try and make their dream day, magical as they imagine it to be. And again, working with designers like yourself in terms of the outfits, that's equally as important. So that's really good to know that it's all done by yourselves in house, so that then and it stays here, so that if there are any
Yeah.
more alterations, you can correct them if need be, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. So, so, so good to hear all that. So, in terms of brides that may be tuned in watching this, what kind of inspiration or tips do you have for them? What do you think is actually going to be trending this year? Because this year we've had no weddings at all.
No.
And yet, we still are all waiting for, restrictions to be lifted on the 21st of June in hope that things will progress. But what do you think will be trending this year? And especially for hijabi women, what kind
Yeah.
of tips do you have for them?
The good thing when it comes to this kind of fashion is the trends are spread across a few years. It's not as fast as the kind of fast fashion trends that are happening right now.
Yeah.
So when it comes to bridal trends, the trends stretch out for a few years, so you've got time to kind of keep up with them. So that's great. This year for me in particular, I feel the trends are going to be the last few years. The colors were becoming more contemporary, but it is actually starting to circle back to traditional colors with the odd contemporary colors in there. A lot of brides as well, if they're going for mixed interracial marriages, they tend to go for, instead of the traditional red or maroon for Asian weddings, they tend to mix the white wedding dresses,
Mhm.
but have a Asian Indian linga in a white or cream and those kind of colors. And I feel that is something that's really going to come through, as well as pastel tones. This year,
Yeah.
pastels are huge. As you can see, I'm
Mm.
wearing it myself. But
Yeah.
pastel tones, especially in bridal as well, is huge. And especially when it's coming to summertime, having the floral, vibrant pastel shades all in there, a mix of multicolor, that's also going to be trending. As well as when it comes
Mm.
to the tips as well, I have a few different headpieces with me today to showcase what kind of style with your hijab you should go for, with what kind of headpiece and what matches with what. So to start off with, I want to talk about the girls that are choosing to wear the nose rings. Now, if you are going for a nose ring, quite like this one, when it comes to wearing it, it also depends on how you're going to have your the dupatta on the top, because you've got to remember there's three things to take into consideration. With your face, if your jewelry is very heavy around your neck, if your jewelry is very heavy on your head, then what you want to do is make sure that your makeup is subtle and your hijab style is subtle too. There's nothing worse than overpowering your look. More is not more all the time. It's not better. You want less is more is how it goes. So what you want to do is make sure you're balancing that out. So if we're gonna go for this is in between, not so heavy nose ring. And if you're gonna go for this, then you want to make sure that your headpiece isn't too heavy, and with this one, in fact, you can go for heavier makeup. But when it comes to your hijab, you want to keep that simple. Now, if you're gonna go for this as well, this one is a central but also to the side headpiece. What you want to do is make sure that, in fact, I will style this now for you.
What a treat for a Sunday afternoon, guys. I'm sure you're all enjoying this. Because it's not often we get to see it worn in the way that you're, kind of displaying it. So it's really useful information, I think, for brides. Oh, wow.
So what you want to do with this one, if that wants to stay on. So this one is a semi-heavy style of a headpiece, I would say. Wants to stay. There we go.
Is it those pins again? Don't make sure you don't.
It is.
The pins. Yeah. I think once they're on, they're quite. Yeah. Well, once it's on,
it's just getting them on.
It's getting them on initially, isn't it? Yeah, that's the difficult bit. Yeah, you'll be nearly there.
Got it.
Yay.
Right, so when it comes to this style, it is, like I mentioned, it's slightly central, but it's also quite to the side.
Yeah.
So what you want to do for this style is you can go for having side drapes in there.
Okay.
Just take this gorgeous grey hijab. Again, in the same kind of chiffon fabric. Now, this can stay like this, but from a designer's perspective, it does look quite side heavy. So what you want to do is go in, and you can use the ready pleat hijabs too. And you want to put some kind of drape work on the side.
Okay.
Here. So when you start doing that, as you can see, that's already balancing out the entire style. So in fact, if I do this with the ready pleat hijab that we have.
And the ready-made hijab you can wear, like you said, in many different ways. Because initially, when I saw that, the pleated bits I thought would be going around the forehead, but actually you can wear that to the side, I'm assuming, as well. And I guess that's what you're going to do now. It's like,
So,
wow.
So what you can do is wear one of these ready pleat ones, and then now that look is balanced. So you've got the drapes on one side and you've got the pleats on the other.
Absolutely.
And that's the style you can go for.
Yeah. And you can see the jewelry, so you can see that bit. Whereas when it's all covered up, it's difficult. And this way, you've got your hijab on to one side, and it, like you said, it's very, very much balanced. So it does look really, really good. It does look really, really Beautiful, in fact. So we've just got a message coming through on WhatsApp as well. This is come from Shittal, and she's saying, "Do you design jewelry as well?"
Jewelry, no, at the moment we're not designing jewelry. We're focusing mainly on the fashion.
Okay, so it's not just jewelry, but it's more so the fashion side of things. It's your lengas, and of course the very stylish hijabs as well that Neelam's talking about as well. That's really, really awesome. Now, is there any last tips before we finish off today, Neelam, that you would like to give to those brides that may be watching, that may want some further information? Where can they go? How do they get in touch with you? And finally, what tips can you give to them while they're still tuned in today with us?
Okay, so the one main tip that I will say to you, when it comes to the tailoring, if you have any kind of questions design related, any brides, even if you have already got your outfits, or even if you think, okay, tailoring wise, we're not going to come to NPD, we're not going to come to Neelam Patel, but you maybe you can't get to me, but you still want advice. I give completely free advice to any brides, or any Asian women that are looking for, any women that are looking for fashion advice on their outfits. It's completely free, and you're more than welcome to DM me either on Neelam Patel Designs Instagram or Neelam Patel Official. One is Neelam Patel Official is the fashion blogging account, and Neelam Patel Designs on Instagram is the business account. So either one, you can reach out and say, Neelam, look, this is my design. Is there anything that you can help me with? Anything that you've got in mind? If you think, actually, Neelam, can I get this alteration done? What style can I go for? What colors will suit with this? I have all of that value to give to brides, as well as anyone looking to maybe even be invited to those weddings and the occasion side of it. If they have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. It's all free advice that's there for me to give to you.
That's really, really good to know, because there's lots of, brides out there that think, designers cost a lot of money. Now we've got Neelam Patel here joining us live, saying, she's there to offer, brides free advice. So do take on that advice, especially that, that we're all living in hope that the restrictions will be lifted mid-June. So if you are still to get married this year and it's still not quite, you're still in two minds about your outfit, or you don't quite know what kind of a hijab will go with your outfit, Neelam is the one to contact. Neelam, time goes so fast. Every week when I have inspirational talkers like you, it goes so, so fast. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Let's Chat Pretty Writer show. We'll certainly be in touch. No, thank you for that, for your time, and also that demonstration, because that was really, really interesting. And especially for non-hijabi women like myself, I don't wear a hijab, or but my clients do, and my clients always will ask me, do you know of any different ways I can, wear the hijab? So. And I'm sure this will be really useful information for makeup artists that often are there to assist brides to put their hijabs on. You can either go for the ready-made hijab, or of course you can go for the beautifully draped hijabs that Neelam just demonstrated. So Neelam, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sure our paths will cross again soon.
Definitely.
And yeah, and all the very best. Nishma saying she's loved to see how your business has grown over time, and all the amazing content that you've been posting. Like I said, such a big fan of that as well. We've got Getan saying great work. Thank you for that. Also Dharmesh joining us, and Jalpesh as well. Thank you for Shittal, that's been sending me messages. Quickly before I go, I'm just going to have a quick look at any further messages that we met. Oh, we have got a message from someone from Bolton who's also tuned in, but has sent me a message via WhatsApp, and is asking if you can travel to Bolton to see clients. I'm assuming that at this moment in time, because of the lockdown, you can't, but do get in touch with do get in touch with Neelam through her Insta page, and of course you can talk to her. She is offering free advice, so do feel free to talk to her.
Definitely.
And then when it's safe to do so, you can arrange to meet via video call or whatever suits you, I guess. So thank you, Neelam, and I just wanted to wish you all the very best for the future, in
Thank you very much.
in your business and your online store. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. This has been lovely, Pretty. Thank you.
Thank you. And from me, Priti Vaitara, I'd just like to wish you all a very good afternoon, and we shall be back again, not next week, in fact, but the week after. But for now, goodbye. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.